We got a big package for you today in reference to Avalanche and what does it mean around the Wyoming stablecoin. We'll break it down for you. My name is Paul Barrow. Welcome back into TechPath. I do want to thank our sponsor today. That's iTrust Capital. You can actually take your Avalanche, put it over there on iTrust Capital, and get into your own crypto IRA. And of course, you can do that very easily. All you have to do is jump over to their website, itrustcapital.com. You can buy and sell crypto, gold, silver, quite a bit over there. So very easy to get into and a great place to start your IRA, which is a great tax haven for you guys if you're not already in that. Check our link down below. It's going to give you a $100 funding reward to get started if you decide to go in that direction. You guys remember that we have done a couple of videos on the whole scenario that's been playing around the Wyoming stablecoin. And this is in reference to who was going to win. Well, a couple of months ago, it looked as though it was going to either be Avalanche or Solana. There was a lot leaning into both of them. They had Solana leading the way. They're 32 on their score. Go back and watch those videos so you can kind of understand the whole scoring system. I won't go through all that. But Avalanche was right behind them, along with Sui right behind them as well. So what's happened, though, is there's been a lot going on with Solana if you haven't been watching. So I think that has started to move the decision-making process and the selection of Avalanche to go into the final phase to make this a reality in terms of a stablecoin in the state of Wyoming. I want to go to the final RFP process so you completely understand it. Take a look.
In terms of results, we did receive 38 proposals across our 7 RFPs. For RFP 1, token development and support, those qualified vendors were Bridge Ventures Incorporated, Layer Zero Labs Limited, Miston Labs Incorporated, Ava Labs Incorporated, and Fireblocks Incorporated. For those latter two, Ava Labs and Fireblocks, we do expect them to be consolidated with a oral interview for RFP 2, because in RFP 2 for token distribution and support, our qualified vendors that we are going to bring forth recommending blockchain.com Incorporated, Ava Labs Incorporated, and Fireblocks Incorporated. So again, there's a slight bit of repetition there that is intentional as these firms cover multiple different areas.
And the selection process is going to happen very quickly. The oral interviews will now be hosted between Monday, February 17th and the 25th, and then the results are going to be presented to the commission in its monthly meeting on Thursday, the 27th. So that's this month. We are going to have a final initiative going forward with a stablecoin selection for Wyoming. Now, why is this important? Because there's a lot of people, I think, that don't completely understand, is this a big deal? It is a big deal because it's going to drive the way not only for the rest of the states to possibly look into this, but it's also going to get into tokenized securities. And there are some key things here that you're going to have to watch, because I want to play a few things for you in terms of a clip to kind of lead you down this path. Take a look.
For RFP 4, which is reserves management, one would be Securitized Markets LLC, and that would be with the structure of the BlackRock, the Buildle Fund. Franklin Advisors, Inc., which is a branch of Franklin Templeton, or the Benji Fund. We're looking to speak further with Deloitte and Touche LLP.
All right, so as you can see, he mentioned quite a few of traditional finance, institutional, BlackRock right there, powered by Securitize. We already know that. We've had the Securitize team on here talking about this before. Avalanche playing into this as well. And then if you go into some other scenarios, BlackRock and the Biddle token, which is what he mentioned right there, guess what? Who's the number 2? Right there, Avalanche, holding in the chain breakdown on Biddle, which means tokenized securities and the opportunity for this to be able to expand is going to be pretty significant going forward. So a lot happening here for sure. Franklin Templeton also talks a little bit about Benji, which is their new tokenized security platform that is getting ready to launch on Avalanche. Take a look.
Yeah. We're super happy because it's been several months that we've been in this conversation specifically with Avalanche about this journey, and to be here right now is a kind of high five moment for all of us. This is a better ecosystem for capital markets and for financial transactions. Therefore, we see Avalanche continuing to grow and find use cases. I mean, we love your story about the California DMV. Being a Californian myself, the idea that you're helping unlock massive efficiencies for users, and then it shows the use case, real records management use cases that they are going to come to impact, people's lives. These are the same feature sets that unlock a whole bunch of other things, assets across the planet. Let's do another virtual high five to the Avalanche team for that.
Can we virtual high five?
High five.
All right, so good things happening over there. Benji Investments, this is the Franklin Templeton app where you'll be able to go in and really start to track these. Other things that you can kind of look at right here, blockchain builders now have the same, have seamless access to verified data on these assets. So this is a pretty big move here. The integration empowers dApps and innovators and innovations with trusted real-time information. Now, when you say real-time, you know that that means blockchain. Real-time means blockchain. And this is going to indicate a lot of other things when you look at how things are tracked, because this is the Jerry Ledger digital dashboard here. And if you look at some of the things, I'll just click into the BlackRock Bitcoin. Point B is this is all live, so you can kind of see where the transactions are. If you go into the block explorer, let me show you one other thing down here at the bottom. You'll see something right there, data, public and private. You're able to track both of those down, which is kind of interesting. If you go to the private data, it's going to pop up this little section right here, says, hey, you don't have authorization. So that's a good example and why these L1s with Avalanche could really make a big difference on this. Now remember, we put this out not too long ago, the RWA rankings. It looks like Avalanche has now flipped Solana, and this is where we think it's going to be going in terms of real world assets, possibly Avalanche being one of, if not the leader in RWAs. And of course, now what we're seeing is this starts to move right into position as Solana crashes the meme coin market. And we've seen Solana crash almost 38% since its peak in January. So again, this could be good timing for what Avalanche's team is starting to roll out. Other things I want to hit on right here, if you look at what has been going within the Avalanche ecosystem when it comes to memes, this is the KET board. And this is where it gets into tracking suspicious activity. They're going into a different approach, meaning Avalanche, when it comes to meme tokens. What you see with this, like the wink wall, is they're starting to build trust in these communities. And I think that's the thing that is lacking in what we're seeing over on the meme coin communities inside on Solana. So that will be a big deal. If you look at the performance right here, KET, one of the best performing meme coins out there. And of course, even Wink, I think just in a short period of time, also started to move and get some movement as well. Other things I want to hit on right here is Wyoming's Treasury should also run on blockchain, since Stablecoin Commission is talking about this. And there's a couple of points within this that are pretty interesting. I think it's a great starting point, but I do think that our real-time traceable ecosystem is exponentially better. So they're starting to see the power and the real use case. I think you already have started to see most of, tokenized securities, BlackRock, what we've seen even with JP Morgan, quite a few of advancements in this. Now the states have started to uncover a lot of what's happening. Now he mentioned Deloitte and Touche there, and Deloitte has been running a blockchain platform test that was originally on FEMA, and they were doing it on Avalanche for a couple of years. This is a clip that talks about that. Take a look.
Any equipment that a jurisdiction might be using in their recovery efforts, such as a cop car or a truck that they're using, they can actually link that piece of equipment to its equipment rate with FEMA. There are things like batteries, sandbagging, nails, hammers, any type of material that they're using in their recovery. They can upload and have a record of all that information here, along with invoices and receipts.
I've been with Deloitte for about 3.5, 4 years now. I have a heavy background in cybersecurity. I know some of you are thinking, where's the blockchain? Well, that's the point. You don't see the blockchain. The blockchain shouldn't be seen, but it is working in the background. Whenever something is changed in the system, that is reflected in the blockchain.
And especially for the information that's stored in a facility on paper, if you have a disaster, so you have a tornado or a hurricane that levels a building that has all of your files and all of your information in it, then what do? How do you submit your documentation? You don't have it, so you can't submit that information.
And so the goal then is to create these push button deployments. And so it's much faster for them to get to market and therefore ultimately bring the solutions back to solve problems. The Deloitte team has really opened our minds to, hey, there are these use cases that are specific to government that maybe we hadn't thought about.
I think there's some big use cases that are specific to government, and it's starting to showcase now, especially with what's happening with DOGE. You've got Anthony Apollo here, who's leading that commission in Wyoming. The Stablecoin Commission right here, he says, published its assessment of blockchain networks for initial issuance. And he's saying, hey, we've done all this work, scoring rubric, the research. We know what is the best chain to select. By the way, DOGE, Elon Musk, David Sachs, and Bo Hines, we can help you understand where this is going, save you a lot of time. So Elon, take a look, see what Apollo has to offer, because I think they've done a lot of work here. Other things I want to hit on, and this is a clip of Cynthia Lummis talking about supporting DOGE.
It's starting to look like blaming Elon Musk is trying to change the subject, trying to blame Elon Musk for shining a light on Congress's wasteful spending.
All right, so you can kind of see it. I think the Dems and the Republicans have all kind of come to an alignment here, is that saving money for the American taxpayer is a good thing. Granted, yes, Elon's taking a lot of heat, but if you go over to the DOGE savings page and you scan down a little bit, I love the theme by this, by the way, and right there, initially this is going to be updated twice a week. Over time, website will improve and the updates will converge to real time. Real time simply means it's going to be on blockchain, guys. This is going to be on blockchain. There's all the different things, the wall of receipts, all of this is going to be able to link out to the blockchain and have complete transparency. Can you imagine having complete transparency in your government of where that money is going? Blockchain does this. This is a big deal going forward. Taking a look at Wyoming Stablecoin's layout page on their procurement right here, you'll notice one thing. Let me kind of zoom in on there right there. The budget was only $5.8 million. This was the approved budget. Now, this means they've got to go fast to market and they've got to add marketing on top of this. So there's a couple of things they could do to get into marketing. And one, of course, is tapping into some of these ecosystems. There's the KET ecosystem. If you look at what's happening there, there's an opportunity of building community quickly and an opportunity to maybe tie into this. KET is a Wyoming meme coin, so good timing right there. And of course, other things are out there. Of course, you have to look at this right here. Kyle's talking about KET and Avalanche Unstoppable, and it did all of this with that. Let me kind of zoom in on that for you guys. Did all this without even getting on a centralized exchange listing, which means it's community driven. That's a big factor here that could really help Wyoming, because those are grassroots initiatives that help grow communities around things, which could be use case for Wyoming's stablecoin. Don't forget that you have COCNET also coming on as well. Man, Elon's going to love that one. Avalanche, of course, has the L1 capacity. A meme coin can have its own chain. So think about that, because that's a big advantage. First one just went live. COCNET is now live. This is another meme coin within the Avalanche ecosystem, powered by GoGo Pool, which we've talked to the guys over there. Fantastic technology. And an opportunity here, again, to create community around these, which is very intrinsic in being able to get a meme coin to be successful, which is what we've had over here with Solana not being successful because there's no community and it's just these pump and dump schemes. So there are some advantages to that. I want to go to, of course, we have to address the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room is Cardano, guys. So I'm going to play a clip for you. Take a look.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 No. If the elephant in the room hasn't been addressed, I think we need to look at least getting Cardano to the table if they're not already there by some other means or mechanism. That would be my suggestion.
Now I would entertain a motion to put Cardano in the queue, understanding that it would have skipped all of the analysis.
We don't have an RFP from Cardano.
That is correct. We did not elect Cardano as one of our candidate blockchains. We did receive a letter from Input Output Global's leadership team attesting that they did not have the feature that we needed at that time. We had disqualified them for the lack of a freeze and seize feature. They have successfully demonstrated that feature, at least in a test environment. There are a number of chains that would make it back to the process. We wanted to recognize that, and we were proactively working on that to begin with.
We created the rolling qualifications for exactly this purpose. I'm going to vote against this addition, unfair to the other candidates. And to insert someone right now would only slow down our process, because I've already been questioned by legislators on why we are so far behind from our original goal.
We don't want to have any situation where there's a gotcha moment on anything. What was it, the name of the company? Input Output Computer or something? Or
Input Output Global.
I'm a little confused what it's meant to address.
And I would not recommend this. I just want to make it clear, this is a response to a press conference where allegations were made that were terribly unfortunate and inaccurate about what our process has been. Is that fair?
I think that's an analysis that is accurate.
I'm sorry. Do we have a motion still on the table? I think we need to.
I'll go ahead and withdraw it if the second's okay, and Commissioner Pope, go ahead and just run with it.
What a
Okay.
mess. What a mess. This is the kind of thing. And I think, this is a community that, of course, put a lot of pressure on Wyoming. And, of course, Charles Hoskinson, he came after us pretty hard, saying that we were lying about all this stuff. Well, it's not true. We weren't lying. We were just going and taking a look at the facts. And, of course, the other scenario is we and many others, like ICP, also excluded, would have built a demo. Well, you had the chance. They've had open RFPs. Some things are just missed. It's not a big deal, I don't think. Granted, I understand that it's a home state for Cardano, but it's at the same time, they are moving forward and it's going to happen. Wait for it. Here we go. This is Cardano stablecoin that was launched. This is a early February date. If you go over and visit the website, it basically says stable, but still coming soon. So that's the point. They're just behind the 8 ball versus a state like Wyoming who is well down the decision-making process and trying to get this out because it may be too late for Wyoming already. So they are in a very big crosshair for sure. Now I want to kind of just remind people that this was, of course, Charles Hoskinson talking about maybe we should get tuned in where with XRP is going. But again, Ripple told us to wait till March. So again, timing was just not on Cardano's side here for sure. Let's go over to payments real quick. If you guys saw, we reported on this earlier, and this is kind of the Avalanche credit card. Big wait list already. They're going to need to get this advertised. But the point being is there's an ecosystem that is already in place that would also help Wyoming in developing a stablecoin connection. Imagine that if you could do that within the Avalanche payment card system with the Rain card and tying in a stablecoin. Let me go to a clip real quick, just giving an explanation of that. All right, so there you have it. Basically, it's going to be crypto card pay. We're going to see it. It's happening. There are other things that, when you look at payments, retail payments, that are very significant is being able to get to the level of the point of sale. And this is one platform. This is not a good one, by the way. The idea is they would provide you a point of sale piece of hardware for a merchant, not charge you fees, and be able to leverage those fees against crypto. And that's not the case with this one. This is just like any other one, which is going to charge you fees. So, but the point being is we're going to see that technology come. I anticipate we could even see spins within existing technologies that are out there in the retail space that will go crypto and will enable merchantless fees, meaning the 2 to 3% that those merchants are paying on millions and millions of dollars each month would be eliminated. So big deal here for the future of retail payments. So last point, former Tether CEO says he's going to debut a rival yield-bearing stablecoin on Ethereum and Solana. And of course, this is getting ready to also launch, of course, we've seen it on Robinhood and many others. Could we see this also with things like a Wyoming stablecoin? But again, is it too late? Is the market already kind of secure? USDC is kind of locked in right now. Tether, of course, has a major market share. And then you have RLUSD, and of course, what's happening with Robinhood. Lots going on in the market for sure. All right, if you guys are not following us over on the Diamond Circle, make sure and get in on that. And of course, catch our own Telegram group. We leave a link down there, and you can catch me out there on X @PaulBaron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.